Don't fall asleep, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of Vecna, Eve of Ruin, right here at Proficiency Bonus. My name is Michael. I will be your dungeon master for the evening, along with all my wonderful players gathered here again for an exciting Monday night.
Oh, yeah.
Hey! Brittany just subscribed 54 months.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
There you go. Very good. Yes. Happy Monday Beyond. It's good to see you. Welcome once again. We are excited to be back. I was going to throw some Christmas decorations on our background, but I didn't have time before stream tonight. I was
sorry, I didn't
really
realize
kinda-
it was Christmassy. There we go.
There you go. I will try to have those for next stream.
Does that count?
There we go.
Right.
That counts. Absolutely. Well, we're glad that you're joining us. I want to do a quick shout out to our sponsors before we begin. I want to thank Cardboard Castle Games and Little Dragon Corp for all their support. If you type in their quick links there in the Twitch chat, which my moderators are already taking care of, so you can check that out in our Twitch chat. Click on those quick links there, and you can check out all their merchandise that they've got and peruse their stores and their wares. You can also use the coupon code BONUS at checkout for 15% off of your order with Little Dragon Corp. So thank you guys so much for your support. And thank you all for just tuning in and hanging out with us, because we just enjoy playing this game and enjoy hanging out with all of you. And we're going to try to keep things rolling as our party continues their adventure. Just a little heads up, we had to postpone Friday, unfortunately. We'll be off on Friday this week as well. So Fandelver and Below will be back on December the 13th. So if you're updating your calendar on our Friday streams, December the 13th, we will be back for our next episode of that.
Okay.
So those of you that are saving your Probo points for Fridays, there you go. Speaking of Probo points, I am going to start a poll tonight. I'm gonna create a new poll, and the question tonight will be, who will be the first to open a door? And I would put in parentheses without the party's consent, but it won't let me type that many characters in the question. So that will be our, and we're gonna put Odd as the first choice, and Orcon as the second choice. And I'm gonna allow votes. It will cost some Probo points to vote, because that's fun. And we'll give it a 5-minute timer. We're gonna start that poll right now for our chat.
Can we spend the points to vote? Because I know it's our own stream. So.
Yes, you can spend the points. I'm hoping that the poll is working, because it put this other... did it say the poll is started? Is it working? Excellent.
Yeah, I can see it. I got a pop-up on the top of mine.
I know Turner did this during one of our Dirty 20 streams before, and I was just curious to test it out. I want to see how it works out. So...
At least
spoiler alert, it's Odd.
at least somebody else voted. Oh, okay, there we go.
Got it.
I would just like to point out that we only have 9 viewers and we have 10 votes.
Well, you can vote more than once, I believe. You can spend as many Probo points.
10
points per vote, yeah.
10 points per vote, so you can vote as much as you want, as much as
I have
Probo points you got.
like 94,000 points. Let's not.
So, we are going to dive into tonight's session as we let the community have fun with our poll. You guys are laughing hysterically, so I gotta check this.
It's just the back and forth.
It was.
Oh wow! Wow! Look at that, 60-40 right now.
That's a lot of points in the last minute.
40 out of 9 people.
That's a lot of votes coming in for this poll. This is a highly entertaining start of the stream here tonight. So, I will take you guys back to Sigil, where you guys are still hanging out here in the sanctum of Alustriel Silverhand. I'll take us over to our map so that our friends online can see where you guys are hanging out. You guys were just preparing to make your way to the world of Eberron. But since David had to step away last week, I just wanted to ask any of you, was there anything else that you guys wanted to do here? Here's an opportunity to have any character roleplay moments or talk to any of the wizards or before you guys travel. I want to give you guys the opportunity.
So are we role-playing out where we're all murdering Odd and stealing his chocolate marshmallow meringue pie?
I never got a vote from Celine on whose side she was on. I just put that et tu brute, and she ignored me.
She flew away to not
made
be
my own category.
culpable.
So,
She flew away to just join whoever survives.
I feel like I've not been a very good person at keeping track of how much gold we've been earning. Like, I think I still have the same amount of gold from before we even left for the rod piece. Like, have we gone up at all?
For the most recent trip, not really, no.
Okay.
Yeah, did you guys ever, did you guys put together, or discuss, what treasure you found in the last trip? And
It was literally just the 100 gold pieces.
yeah, I don't think there was a whole lot that you
We
guys
just spent
found.
those on the rations and things.
Now,
Yeah,
correct me if did you guys end up giving that gemstone that you guys found out of the death salad to Alustriel to hold on to? Or
I like the way he just gave up and just caved in for death salad.
death salad.
I'm not the one who had that gem, so I don't know.
I couldn't remember. There was a roleplay moment, but I couldn't remember exactly what was decided, so I didn't. I know you guys insight checked her, and you guys felt like she wasn't lying to you or anything, being any deceitful.
I guess this was last week because I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was when you guys got back.
Okay.
I don't think we ever explicitly said what we were doing with that. Like, she was interested in it, but since, I think we jokingly said too much of a high price for it, and then
Yeah.
we're too stubborn to
Did
come
somebody say,
down off of that
2,000
price.
some thousands
200,000
of
platinum or something.
Yeah, it's something ridiculous.
We
Yeah, I'll
decided to keep it in case we need it, and then
Okay.
decide when we come back. I think is what we finally settled on.
Okay.
And we bought enough rations for a week,
I think it was 2 weeks for everybody.
2 weeks,
No, it was either 2 or 3, because what was it like?
17 gold and 5 silver.
Up, the poll has ended, guys. The winner was Orcon with 61 votes.
60 of which came from Odd.
Nope, I did not vote more than once.
And one of which came from me.
Congratulations,
I
Orcon.
don't know who that was on my side, but thank you.
So I think as far as I know, as far as Archon is ready to go.
Yeah, I think Odd's gonna approach the portal and just kind of start dragging a finger around the magic.
Yeah, it creates this weird mystical trail of sparkles as you kind of run your finger through it.
And start drawing something explicit.
As he's doing that, Hazel just goes, "Guys, remember, the new rule is stop opening doors." And that is her inspiring leader again, so you all get 18 temp HP. Because her whole speech is stop opening doors.
The entire speech is about doors. Just
Yes.
doors.
We did, since last adventure, we did get a long rest, right?
Yes. You long rested.
Okay, because I am still damaged. And you said 18 temporary?
18 temp.
temporary hit points for the whole party because
Alright.
of the
An inspiring
inspirational
speech.
speech from Hazel. She is
Her
Got
speech
all
is just her
kinds of
frazzly screaming about doors.
Wooden doors, iron doors, ones with rusted hinges. Locked
very
doors, unlocked
evocative
doors.
speech.
Are there
starts
any
sounding-
doors in the room we're in?
You got a door.
Let's
course.
see.
Somewhere.
There's definitely one to the little.
These are just like
bedroom
open
thing.
archways that go to the library, and there are doors upstairs. Are there doors upstairs?
Upstairs is too far away.
He was gonna open a door just to make me mad.
There's
Just
a
gonna
door
run over and
to
close the door. Close the door,
left.
open the door, close the door, open the door.
There are some little desks over here that have drawers. I guess those would count. Can those count as doors? You can open and close a drawer a couple times.
Well, there's that extra room off to the top left.
The broom closet.
So I rolled a 23 for perception
going.
to search the room
Further
for
north.
anything door related.
You see some archways.
You
I'm
find-
sorry, Michael.
You
that
find
was all on
a
me.
vinyl of the door.
All right. So the portal stands ready for anyone who would like to travel.
See you later.
All right, Orcon diving in.
Hazel's still screaming about doors as she walks through.
Nice.
We're off.
We're off. Jumping in through the portal, the party goes. You guys get that sense of weightlessness for a second as your vision kind of, these bright lights and sparkles of magic kind of just shoot past you, almost like as if you were going to light speed in a Star Wars movie. And we will read a little bit of...
I like to be the last person to go into the portal.
Okay.
And that way, when they're all gone and it's just me and the three wizards, I'll turn back and say, I'm going to betray them for chocolate pie.
David, you might want to check your microphone too, because for some reason you're a lot quieter than you normally are, and I want to make sure that your mic is working the way it is. Maybe it's just too far away, but I wanted to check that before I got too far into the stream.
I was about to ask that same question because it seemed a little quiet to me too.
And I didn't know if it was picking up through your headphone mic or if something else was kind of picking up.
I thought it was just me.
Yeah, it would kind of like come and go as he leaned back and forth too.
Yeah.
All right, now
Oh, that's better. There you go.
I think it's more, even though it's the Siren Pro says it's 360, I think it's more like a directional.
All right. So you guys, as you're traveling through, emerge into a new, strange land. And as you are standing there, you guys come out of this portal, and you're standing on this strange kind of stone dais area. But behind you is a 20-foot tall, vertical black oval made of glass that sits like atop this, like you guys are on this dais. It sits on this like slow, like rolling hill of what seems to be like deep kind of brown sand. The oval seems to reflect the surrounding mist-shrouded landscape with supernatural clarity. And the oval looks like a giant mirror, but it seems to function as a door between here, the Mournland, and Sigil. Now, when you guys look out, you see nothing but what seems to be dense fog, where you can see probably about 50 to 60 feet ahead of you, okay? But then it becomes fog as thick as what they usually say is pea soup. I don't know, because I don't know what that really means.
Thank your parents.
That's right. That's
You
right.
never had pea soup.
That's right.
Yo, pea soup isn't that bad. I'm just throwing it out. It's not something to avoid. So you said this thing is glass?
It is. It appears to be.
Oh my. So delicate.
I'm gonna take back out the Rod of Wonder chunk. Am I getting any sort of pull or direction?
Not really. It seems like the pull is kind of in multiple directions. Like it's not really giving
I'm
you
using a
pinpoint
magnetic compass
accuracy.
from the North Pole.
Pretty much, yeah.
And turn back over to Drew. I do feel we're just going to have to start looking around. It's not really...
Yeah, just kind of pick a direction and go, I think.
Well, didn't Morning Kanan say we need to find a
docent, yes.
yeah, a thingy, that. And attune the rod to it to connect to the magic, right?
I think we should
I do recall that now that you say
split
it.
up. Cover more ground.
Odd, if you walk off into the fog and none of us can see you or find you when you scream for help.
It's not me that I'm worried. I'm worried. I mean, you guys will always find me with my big mouth.
You just may not look like you, and we won't know.
I think that
want to run blind through the fog to save you.
I think that Velma, you and Daphne should go that way, and Fred, you and Shaggy. Woof.
Selena's gonna reach into her bag and pull out the map of the continent to see if she can kind of figure out where we landed.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you kind of pull it out and start to look at it. Go ahead and make a. I want you to make a perception check for me, Selena, as you do this.
10?
As you're pulling it out, you're kind of like facing the opposite direction, and you glance up for a second, and you look at that 20-foot tall mirror that seems to be reflecting things with a lot more clarity than what you can see when you look out to the fog. And you think you can see something reflecting in the mirror. But you're not sure what it is from this distance. You'd have to kind of get closer and inspect the mirror a little bit.
Translation, you'd have to roll higher than a 10.
Selena's just gonna start like rubbing her eyes. She's like, I think there's something there, but I can't tell.
Something where? What are you talking about?
And she just like vaguely points in like that direction.
And that gives me opportunity.
Well,
oh, that's
you know,
even worse.
You don't even have to roll now that she's drawn attention to it. As you guys look closer, you can see that there is actually a reflection of what seems to be not all, but a portion of the landscape behind you, as if the fog shroud wasn't covering it. And also, like you guys remember, they said that distances were somewhat skewed here in the Mournland. So even though you can see things in here, you're not really sure exactly how far they might be away from you. But I'm going to take you guys to a new map, and I'm going to show you what exactly you're seeing in a reflection of this. And I will show Twitch here in just a second, but I'm going to go ahead and grab all your characters and put you guys out on here, and I'm going to kind of put you where your current location is. Now, you guys are going to be huge on this map, but I do want to let you know that it is just a kind of world
An
map,
approximation.
so, yeah, it's just going to give you an idea of where you are in relationship to everything else. So I'm going to bring you guys to this map in just a second. Here you go. And I'm going to shift ping you down here. Are you guys able to see?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
We're giants.
You are giants, yes. So you actually are
Queen is
seeing
a normal person.
you guys are seeing a reflection of what looks to be some sort of camp to the north. You guys are also seeing spatters of all these damaged and ruined and broken colossi just laying around this river that kind of passes through this valley. You're also seeing what seems to be a very ruined city with a windmill in the center of it.
So from our perspective, we're seeing this in the mirror of what's behind us through the fog.
Mm-hmm,
so it's even though we can see it clearly without the fog, it's way off in the distance in the mirror.
Yeah, it's relationship-wise, it's hard to tell exactly how far things are away from each other. But you get that kind of. This is the idea, generally.
I'd kind of look at Orkin, and since he's the only other like really focused magic caster, does this magic seem familiar to you at all? Because I am not familiar with a fog that can be seen clearly through a mirror.
I mean, it's not completely unheard of to have one effect visually. And Organ starts to look down. Much like when I cast magical darkness and none of you can see through it, but I can, like, without an issue.
But do you think the fog is merely an illusion, or do you think the mirror is magical enough to dispel the inability to see in a natural fog?
I think it's more of a side effect of whatever happened to this place.
Are we close enough that I could check the mirror and see if I get a feel if it's magical or not?
Yeah. Do you have anything in particular that would help you to do that, other than just making an Arcana check on it?
I do have Identify. If it would
I have
help.
Identify as well.
Yeah.
You could use Identify, yeah.
Okay. I will take a moment and cast Identify.
All right. Touch object to remove the magic item. Yeah. This definitely has a very powerful conjuration magic upon it. This oval has some powerful, like, teleportation magic about it. But it almost seems as if something happened to this to cause the magic to be relatively unstable. So your best guess with identifying this, Orcon, is this was probably before the day of mourning happened here with this magical catastrophe. This portal area was probably some type of powerful portal within this country, and there might have been like a bigger city here this portal was part of. Kind of like teleportation circles of some sort. And then when the day of mourning happened, like, this thing got kind of warped, and the arcane abilities of it kind of very unstable and dangerous, if that.
Are you going to share that information?
I just realized I started coughing and was still muted.
Oh.
Yeah, so Organ would be literally just sort of rattling that off as it's coming to him.
I am going to be absolutely honest with you. It had crossed my mind to break off a piece and take it with us to see if we can see through the fog better. But now that you mentioned the words unstable, it kind of makes me feel like that might be a bad idea.
Yes, and not to mention if we do end up...
It's never stopped me before.
You'll notice a lot of magic things tend to stop working when you break them as well, so...
You're no fun.
While they're looking at this mirror and talking about it, Hazel's not paying attention. She's actually looking at the fog.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do, like... I don't know what you'd want for this, but, like, some kind of check for Is the fog natural? Is it magic based? Like, what's the source of this?
Well, I guess it'd be more like what background do you think you would be more likely to come at it by? I mean, if you want to see if it's a natural fog, I'd say make a nature check. If you'd want to see if it's more arcane in nature, you can do an arcana check.
I think she'd try to see if it's natural before thinking it's magic. She's wondering if it's like fog / like smoke from like fires or something like caused in the landscape after the issues. So I guess we'll do nature.
Okay.
And that was a bad roll with my
Man,
plus 9.
Lots of red numbers already tonight.
Yeah,
guys.
we are doing
Easy
great.
does it.
Good night.
Easy
Great
does
start,
it.
guys. Great start.
Even with a
Get them out of the
natural
way.
one, even with a natural one, like it's definitely not a natural fog.
The second that hits Hazel's brain, she starts going to get it away from her because she thinks she's going to be poisoned again.
Don't you have the wind gust fan?
That's only good for one whip.
Wow. It's one way of putting it. I would like to approach Hazel and kind of observe what she's doing. I'm not gonna lie, giving her a strange look when she starts swatting the air and.
It's not normal fog, Odd. I don't want it near my face. It doesn't belong here.
Oh, so what is it then?
Gross magic fog.
Ooh, opportunity. Which
So-
is not a great roll either.
Not a great roll, but I mean,
At least it's not red.
Odd, you probably get an idea that this is kind of like it's become just an arcane part of this place. Like, even if you try to wind gust, it wouldn't blow it away. It's just here, resonance, and there's nothing that like when she's trying to swat at it, there's no indication that it's doing anything. You can't feel it like you would like a normal fog. How it would you know how you're walking through fog and you could feel the moisture on your skin. You can't feel it. It's just here.
So Odd is gonna put his hand out into the fog and let it kind of dance around his fingers, and he's gonna start reminiscing aloud. This reminds me of Pandemonium, where the weather is constantly changing, and it's like a constant storm in the area. It's not natural, but at the same time, it has become part of the area. This might be like an aftermath to like some kind of disaster or turning point that happened in this area, but if others can survive in it, and Odd takes a step into the fog, maybe we can too. And he allows himself to breathe in the fog.
I'm pretty sure we're
And
already in.
Yeah, I mean, as you walk, it's kind of like walking on a normal like foggy day. I mean, you can still see that it's about same amount ahead of you. Doesn't seem to affect your breathing. Doesn't seem to affect your nature of any sorts. Doesn't seem to poison you or make you sick.
But I could still see everybody else.
Yeah.
I'd like to take a step further.
Okay.
Can I still see Orkin by the mirror?
Yeah. You'd probably have to get like 60 to 80 feet away from them to where you could no longer see them.
All right, I'd like to go 60 feet.
Okay. Yeah, you see
And then
just
go,
like
hey, how many fingers am I
silhouettes.
holding up?
You see silhouettes of them behind you in the fog.
As Odd walks off into the fog, and once he's like a little bit away, Hazel will just say to the rest of everybody, I'm crazy. We know this. But did he just say this reminds him of Pandemonium?
Somehow still not the strangest thing we've heard him say.
No, I'm just making sure I heard correct.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening to him at all. I was enjoying the mirror.
While they're all talking, Alden's gonna play a little trick on them by being
Try
able to change his voice.
So I'm pretty sure that was odd, but in case it's not, why don't we start making for that camp?
Come play with us.
Oh, thank you.
Hazel
Our
just
best.
makes herself a little bigger, like as big as like she can, like straightens up Furbolg style, and just goes, "I hope the children here know that Furbolgs eat children." And then she keeps walking.
Lena's just gonna like be in her shadow and be like, oh no. What have we gotten ourselves into this time?
So so Forrest is kind of leading the way towards the camp. Is that where you wanted to start walking towards?
I think that's our best first option here.
Okay.
We might find some people that can point us in the right direction.
Does Forrest have the same magical darkness sight that Orkin has?
I do.
Okay. Then lead away, sir.
Not that it'll matter because this is fog. It's not darkness.
Yeah, I don't
Just
think
in case.
I don't think your vision, your ability to see says anything about like fog, right?
No.
No.
Yeah, especially arcane fog.
But it does say magical darkness, so if
Right.
it ever comes to that, they have that extra ability.
Okay. So, you
How-
guys start
Quick question. How high up does the fog go?
as far up as you can see.
Why do I have a feeling this is a height joke?
I think he was thinking about trying to fly over it.
I was, Orcon's gonna burn a bonus action
Okay.
and basically just do that same thing, give myself a fly speed and take off up. And just
Okay.
fly straight up for. How long does it last?
I have a question. At the end of your flight, what happens to you? Because I know some abilities say you float down to the ground safely, but others
Yeah,
just say
you drop
"Good
like
luck."
a bowling ball? God.
I would drop like a bowling ball. I had this high speed for 10
Boy.
minutes and then it's gone.
It's gone.
How much weight? How much weight can a mage hand catch? 2 pounds.
Yeah, basically just gonna fly straight up, dash as fast as I can
Oh my
for 3 minutes, and then back and see if, or until I run out of fog.
Gosh, so how far could you move in 3 minutes with that amount of speed? We're gonna have to do some math here.
Well, let's say 1.5, just so he has enough to come back.
Well, no, that's
I'm
why I
not
said
catching
3
him.
minutes.
Oh,
I
okay.
think he has 10
Yeah, I
minutes
can
of
fly
flight.
for 10.
Oh, okay.
So it's
Also, I don't do air travel very often, so I might have to pull from some of your experiences. But when you're like way up in an airplane and you're like looking down and you can see like the clouds like beneath you and the little like tiny like islands and stuff like way down there, about how high are you when you're in that plane way up there?
was it 20,000?
Is it like
30,000?
20,000?
I know that.
30,000? something like that?
Average
Okay.
flight
I
height.
believe it's somewhere between 20 to 30.
31
I'm
to
going to tell you this, Orcon. In
38,000
order to
feet
get
is
like
what
kind
it
of like
says.
out of the fog, you'd have to be at some kind of distance like that. So
Okay,
if you don't
so,
think you.
like you said, so it's 60 feet every 6 seconds.
Here we go.
And then
Using all
60
that
feet
math
every what
we
second?
learned in school. Let's see how we do.
I
This is why it's
refuse.
important to stay in school, kids.
10 is per minute.
You never know when it'll become important to your hobbies.
Right.
Play games with friends.
3. Oh, that did not work right.
Uh-oh.
What are we trying to do?
Orcon's spell fails and he
60
plummets to the
times.
ground.
I hit the wrong button. I used X instead of the
Bastards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And upon hitting the ground, discovers a calculator. It's
Really?
it's a +2 calculator.
Thank God for Eberron. Eberron's technological advancements.
It's all typed the same, but I don't know. It's not working. I'll just do it on my phone. 600
Your
times
computer
6
has a
is-
calculator.
Yeah, that's would have been smart if I had just done that the first time. But
Leave it to the phone. That's why it has the word smart in it. Smartphone.
okay, so ballpark, I'm at 11,000 feet.
Yeah, it's only like
Probably
1/3 of the
not
way.
quite high enough to get out of this fog. Like, it's just here,
Jeez.
everywhere.
11,000. Hold on.
I'm impressed that you can get that high in the air and
Taking
That
the
amount of
dash
time.
action over 3 minutes, that's like 120 feet per round. 10 of those per minute. It's only like 3,600, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, if you
Right,
want to
it was
go the
60
entire
feet.
10 minutes,
Oh, I
and see
multiplied
if
by
I can
6.
catch you.
Instead of by 10. Yeah, I did an extra factor of 6.
well, long story short, you don't get out of the fog. It's a lot of fog.
Yeah. Math aside.
Yeah, that's right.
Orgon's just gonna hopefully fly straight back down.
Okay. Yeah.
As I'm now, even at 3,000 feet up, I'm probably just looking at gray.
Do me a favor, Orcon. Make a survival check with disadvantage.
Oh,
Oh, you have no idea what direction is what up there.
Oh boy.
Oh, I'm not gonna bother rolling because it can't get worse.
How many natural ones have we rolled?
just standing by Selena looking up at the sky. Wow, that's a weird looking bird over there.
Would you like to use any group resources like a player reroll? You do have 6 of those.
Maybe.
I'll be honest. No, I'm here for the chaos.
Yeah, let's do it.
This
Let's
he
do
been.
it.
He's gone
Orcon,
forever.
as you're flying down, you do start to see some silhouettes of individuals walking upon the sandy ground here in the Mournland. But
Assholes left without me.
as you're nice. But as you're walking, you notice there are or as you're flying, you notice walking are 5 individuals. And if it were your group, there would only be 4.
So did he announce that he was going up or tell us, hey, I'll be right back or anything? Or did he just
Did the
kinda
whole I'm
in
gonna
the
fly and went up.
Okay. Figured.
He did the Iron Man. He just shot up into the sky.
Wasn't really a whole lot
I'm
I could
sorry, I
have done to
guess
stop
my-
him, so.
Chat has gifted a Game Master reroll.
Oh, really? Chat, you are awesome. Thank you, chat. I will use them well. Thank you so much.
Seeing as I have no idea where my party went, and this 5 is down there, and I'm pretty sure this is directly below where I flew up to, I'm going to fly down and ask them where the group that was just standing there walked off to.
Okay. Well, what's strange is like you don't see the mirror, you don't see the dais, you don't see any part that's really recognizable to you so far as you're coming down in the fog.
I'm gonna
You
count
get a
this as
little-
opening a door.
Yes, that's right. Chat, you were right. You were absolutely 100% correct.
I disagree. This has no hinges.
Oh, Beyond
Neither
helped
do
you
I,
guys out. There has been a player reroll cashed in to offset the gaining of my reroll.
At least somebody in chat pities us.
That's right. Somebody in chat is pulling for you. So you're zooming down, and you can see that there's a band of these 5 bipeds that are walking along. They look humanoid in nature, but as you get closer, you notice they're probably a little bit bigger than most humanoids that you've ever run into. And as you get a little bit closer, I don't think you're trying to be stealthy whatsoever, since you're kind of you're just flying up to ask them for directions for where the other people are. You get closer and you realize these individuals are made out of what seems to be a combination of metal and wood as they're walking across the ground. The one in front, kind of seeming to lead the group, looks to be made of a purple-hued metal that's upon some kind of wooden frame. They have kind of like this ripped canvas cape that kind of hangs off their back, and they've got a kind of like a long sword sheathed over their back as they're walking. And they stop as you're starting to approach and seem somewhat startled by your presence as they turn around and look in your direction as you approach.
Oh,
let me see.
Good.
Oh.
Good, whatever it is. Hello.
They all kind of look at you. Some are like just not like pulling out weapons or anything, but just kind of looking cautiously towards you. The purple-hued individual, which I might have a picture of. Let me see if I can find it really quick for you guys. Let me see if they have one in here. I was hoping that they did. Maybe not. I apologize for the delay, guys. I was hoping that there would be a picture of this character in here that I could show you all. Maybe it's Fandover that has all those. Oh wait, maybe it's here. Nope, I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna have to find one for you to share it with you later. Give you guys an idea what this individual looks like. Unless it's in this folder. Check it. Wrong chapter. Here we go. Here we go. Nope. Sorry. I tried. I did my best. I promise.
A for effort.
Yes, I'll take it. As you approach, the purple leader seems to be the first to respond. Is it? Who are you? What are you doing here?
To be quite honest, I'm a little bit lost. We were walking around this wonderful location, walked into a portal by accident, and then wound up by a big mirror. I flew up into the air to see if I could get some bearing and try to find out where we ended up. And now I seem to have lost my friends and the mirror where they were standing by.
Well, I haven't seen anyone else. How many are there?
Well, there's me, the feisty one, the metallic one, the kind one, and the rude one. So a total of 5.
Well, I suggest that you find them quickly. We could help. This place is dangerous.
Oh, could you point me towards it? Have you seen a giant mirror anywhere?
The oval. We know the direction of the oval.
Oh, which if you can just point me in that direction, I can find them.
What do you mean, rude one?
Are you sure you don't need any help?
Can I insight check this guy? I want to see whether or not is he really being helpful, or is he going to come back and try to mug us?
Sure, go ahead. Yeah, absolutely.
Am I missing something? Because he said there was 5 of us, and I'm only counting 4.
Including himself.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not really sure. He could be a mugger.
Only one way to find out.
Yeah, at this point. I mean, if it's not an inconvenience, I do have a small spattering of gold. I could give you a little bit for your troubles.
Now, see, I realize with the fog, there's no way we can see any of this, but can we hear even a glimpse of the conversation?
You're not even really sure how far Orcon is away from you. He did roll a natural 1.
Yeah, no.
And he could fly pretty far.
Yeah, he did, evidently. He did.
He holds
Lesson
out his
learned, next
hand.
time just stop concentration till you drop.
He holds out his hand and just to say, I can't accept that.
Well, then, by all means, please lead on and let us see if we can find my friends.
Now be careful. Always check behind us. There's a band of Siren veterans that are constantly watching my group. They are openly hostile towards us. Be very careful. We try to avoid them at all costs.
Jim's all serious. I shall endeavor to do my best, sir.
There's also another group, even more dangerous. A group like us, and kind of points to them, and the whole group is they're made of metal. They look like metal humanoids, animated with wooden materials, and looks like they were constructed. But have every bit of sentience to you. But he continues on and says, they are loyal to someone called the Lord of Blades, a local warmonger who conscripts those like us, the Warforged, to his bloody cause of wiping out anyone who oppose him.
Does he live around here? How do I best avoid him?
Be cautious around all Warforged at first. Most carry the mark of the Lord of Blades openly who serve him. Some are a little bit more inconspicuous about it. Always be on your guard. As for the Lord of Blades himself, I don't know where he resides.
I'm going to give a little nod and then pull out his dagger's in his hand, and then basically just as this group starts leading back towards the oval, I hope, keep the head on the swivel, looking for other metal golems.
And as they're walking around, they kind of like circle, they kind of make a protective kind of barrier around you, Orcon, as like you guys are walking. Like, and they just look straight ahead and they continue to walk. And you do get the sense that this individual, this purple Warforged in front of you, something like there's every bit of sentience about these individuals, and you get this sense that this person has something that's weighing pretty heavily upon them. He's like leading the direction.
Sure. File that away.
continues to walk, and eventually you see a silhouette, a very large silhouette of a circular, what looks to be mirror, and another silhouette of an individual, like, still swatting at the fog. A couple of them going like this, looking around above. And after a few moments of you guys, like, searching to see if what happened to Orkon, you guys see Orkon approach with some new guests. 5 metallic and wooden individuals. One in the front bearing purple metal. Approach the dais with the portal.
Selena's gonna just like peek around Hazel and be like, "Who's that?" Just like quietly, so hopefully her voice doesn't carry.
I think he made friends without us.
I did no such thing. I flew straight back down to the ground,
He did
and all of
not.
you were gone. You absconded with my mirror.
All evidence would suggest you did not fly straight back down.
Can we realize? Can we just take the time to realize that it's just foggy. It just looks like he made friends. He didn't actually make any friends. And Odd walks up to one of the metal guys and knocks on his chest. You see, it's just a puppet.
Tink, tink, tink.
It's not real. He's just playing a prank on us.
Which one did you walk up to knock onto? Did you knock onto the purple one or one of the others?
Yeah, the purple one.
Purple one?
And Odd looks up at the purple guy's puppet face. Yeah.
He looks down, and you can see there's like glowing eyes in its facial form. It says, "Why, hello there. My name is Mercy. What is yours?" Looking directly at you, Odd.
Odd faints.
Into the sand goes Odd.
Orga's gonna lean over towards Hazel. My dad, please tell me that is worth at least some points towards redemption.
I mean, it would be, except I've always told you time and time again, if you're going to fly straight up without me, you should tie a string to me so that it's like I have an Orkon balloon. But no, you never want to be my balloon. So, I'm a little bit mad right now.
My solemn oath, next time I fly, I will be your balloon.
Okay. That is really funny, though. And she goes over and, like, pokes Odd.
Puppet people.
Just don't pick a red balloon, please.
No red balloons here.
Your friend here seemed to have gotten lost. Mercy and his group, we were able to escort him back to safety.
Friend is a strong word.
Well, that's better than us blindly going out into the fog to try to find him again.
Hazel will hold out her hand to the purple one.
He holds out the shake your hand.
I'm Hazel.
Nice to meet you, Hazel.
You too.
I am Mercy.
Thanks for... Was Mercy a given name or one you picked? I like to learn how names happen.
Mercy was given to me.
Well, you took mercy on him for getting lost in the fog, so I appreciate you.
You all have stumbled into a very dangerous place. You must be very careful. What is it that you're here for?
There's something we need to find, and we have reason to believe it's somewhere here. Not much else to go on but that.
Perhaps we can help you find it.
I would hate to put out on you anymore. You were already so kind to bring me back here.
Odd kind of blinks awake and is looking up between Hazel and the purple guy. And he hears what Orkin says, and it clicks in his head. Wait a second. Can these people, thing, object, person. What do I call you? Can you guys see in this?
On the ground, like you woke up and just go, "Can you see in this?"
He kind of looks down at you and says, "Our vision is much like yours, but it helps that we have been pilgrims of this land for quite some time and have gotten familiar with directions here."
And this is a player question for the DM because I can't remember last week. When they told us that they think we should crawl into one of these docents, did they really tell us what they were?
They did tell you what they were. What the information they gave you was that a docent was a metal sphere that could like fit in the palm of your hand. That was basically the sentient battery for these colossi. It's what gave these colossi their life.
Okay. So Orcon is going to look towards Forest and Hazel.
Did you just say Horace?
Horace, yes.
That's what he said, yes.
Congratulations, you were unintentionally shipped.
Oh boy.
We'll look over at Forest and Hazel, and you could just sort of read the sort of begging in his eyes, because Orcon does not want to be the one to say, "I got to go crawl inside your giant ancestor and look for its brain or its heart."
Hazel has no problem with this. So they asked what we were looking for, and none of us really answered that question yet. So Hazel's gonna say, "We need to find something, but to find the thing, we need to find something else first. And if you could help us with that first part, I think we can handle the second part without slowing you guys down too much." We need... And then Hazel turns and points at the big mirror, and we'll point at whatever the closest appearing, but probably not actually the closest, because distances are weird and everything's wibbly wobbly here.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll point at the colossi and go, "We need to borrow something out of one of them to help us understand the magic and how things work here, to help us find the other thing. So if you could take us to whichever one is actually close, without getting mad at us for needing to borrow something from your great grandparents, that'd be cool. Thanks."
What is it that you're needing to borrow from it?
Parts. A metal piece.
We honestly don't know too much about it, just that it's called a docent.
A docent? My companions and I, that's what we spend our time doing, is roaming around trying to find these. They are sacred to us.
No, we weren't going to take it. We weren't going to take it, we were just going to borrow it. So if we find one, you can totally have it after helps us find the thing that we need. We just need to find the thing.
But he said these. So how frequently do you find these?
We have found many. The problem is most of them no longer function.
That's okay. If you look around this group, we have a few that also don't function. But...
One of them is currently laying on the ground after fainting.
I mean, it depends on how you define function, really.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still down here, so I'm not denying it.
Lena's the only one who looks composed and normal right now. Forrest a little bit too, but like.
But as she said, we don't need to keep it. We just need to utilize it. So do you have one in your possession that functions, that we could simply utilize to get to our greater need, and then we simply return it. I would be more than happy to offer you collateral, something to hold on to reassure you that we would give it back to you.
What kind of collateral?
Have you ever heard of a halfling?
Punch Odd. I go
Wow.
straight down to the ground and punch Odd.
I'm gonna quick
Immediately, 'cause he's-
strike on. Mercy just was like stunned by this sequence of such violence.
He likes to offer other people or other people's things because he's a silly little man, which is very rude of him. Sometimes I have
I
to
am just
remind him.
curious because it would depend on the collateral.
If
So Odd's nose is just kind of bleeding. My apologies.
if we do go through with this plan, how do we find you again? Because everything here is so wonky.
It's not easy, of course, but you wouldn't have to find us again because we could travel along with you. If a working docent is what you need and you're willing to offer collateral, I wouldn't see why we wouldn't be able to help provide a working docent to you if it was to help meet your goals. I will have one favor to ask of you in return, though.
Oh?
There are a group of Siren veterans. They're camped not too far away from here. They are hostile towards us. They keep trying to take and steal what is ours. They keep trying to take our docents. For what reason, I do not know why. But we wish for them to stop. If you could help this to end, we would most certainly waive any collateral and allow you to borrow the docent.
Now you sound as though, while you want to seek an end to this, you'd rather it not be violently?
That is my wish. I don't know if they will accept that outcome or not.
And if they don't,
That is my hope. Well, if they
we're no
don't,
stranger to sullying our hands.
Some of us may be slightly more hygienic, but
We're not, we're not gonna go in there and chase them off so dramatically, but we
I
can have a
fear
talk
that-
with them, see if some kind of agreement can be come to.
We can
We
try
would-
to be diplomatic.
we would greatly appreciate any effort.
Can I ask a question that might sound rude, but I promise I'm not trying to be?
I don't have any indication that you're trying to be rude.
Okay, this still might sound bad. You are what you are. All wood and shiny, yes?
Yes.
What are they made of?
Much like you, flesh.
Okay,
Oh,
and you said Siren veterans? Is that a city? Is that a war? Is that
It used to be the country that lived upon these, was upon these lands.
Oh, okay.
But
Back before all of this happened, I take it.
Right.
back
Right.
before this happened, that's correct.
Okay. And again, just trying to fill in gaps. They follow you guys and attack you guys because they want the docents as well.
I believe so, as in a lot of times when we have explored ruined colossi and have found docents, they tend to track us and try to wait till we do all the difficult work and then take it from us when we emerge. They have been successful a number of times, but in those circumstances, the docents were not operational.
Why do you want... You said the docents are sacred to you. I
They're
got that.
sacred to us.
Why
Yes.
do you think they want them?
I wish I knew, because that would help us to stop the conflict.
That was what I was hoping for.
But they won't talk to us. They're very violent to us.
This sounds very tense. May I
It is.
ask? Because I wonder. Through looking in the mystical mirror earlier, we saw a bunch of remnants of what you, I guess, worshipped at one point in time. Am I correct in assuming that?
The Colossi
These
were an
greater
important
beings?
tool. They weren't necessarily worshipped. We consider the docents sacred just because of our heritage and what it means to us.
A tool of what means?
The Colossi were tools of warfare. Which is
Did your
why we
war
were
cause
recreated.
this fog?
I don't know what exactly caused the fog. Not many people do.
But it happened during your war, didn't it?
It was one of the last things.
How intriguing. So, as far as I imagine this war happened a long time before you, correct?
The war ended several years ago.
Have you and these other, what did you refer to them as?
Siren.
Cyran. Yeah. Cyran. That's how you spell it.
Have you and these Siren always been at odds? Odds.
Well, we Warforged were constructed by many different countries, but used for the same purpose. But now that the war is over, we're trying to find a new purpose.
Your name now makes sense. War Forged. You were also
Exactly.
tools of war.
We were.
So these Siren, they probably hold a grudge against you as being basically symbols of something that clearly, Odd looks around at all the fog, brought a new face to their land, so to speak.
You could say that. Some do hold a very discouraging feeling towards us. Most people do. We're not very well off in society. Not very much accepted.
Has anyone from society tried to help you?
We run into the band of adventurers from time to time. Most times, just passing through, much like you. We do the best that we can to help, and then we continue on our way.
A grudge this deep-seated is going to take a lot of diplomacy.
Yeah, that's making some assumptions we don't know yet. Just go have a talk with them first.
Right.
Can I, while they were
I'll
talking,
just
can
gonna
I,
stand up.
can I insight check the Warforged just to see if they're telling us everything?
Sure. Yeah.
And we have advantage on that forever, right?
Yes.
Yes, advantage forever.
What is with these awful rolls? There we go.
Is it 14 with advantage?
No, 26 with advantage.
I don't see the second.
It
Yeah, I don't
just
see the second roll for some reason.
I see it on my side. Please hold.
It just like never got sent.
It's showing on my thing.
There it is.
There it is.
That was
26. Yes. As far as what, so you get the idea that Mercy is keeping something from you, but everything that he has said, you feel he's being very trustworthy to you and honest and open about everything. There is one thing that you feel like he's holding back on, but you're not sure if it's because perhaps maybe he doesn't want the other Warforged around him to hear it or know it. It's one of those things where he's holding on to something, but you're not really sure exactly what it is. You feel like maybe if you had an attempt or a way to talk to him by himself, that you may be able to get that information from him.
Oh, he's gonna look over at Hazel now that he's standing up. Just kind of blankly stare. What are you thinking about?
Thinking about that if you offer my halfling ever again, I'm going to throw you into the fog.
Rawr, I love it when you're feisty.
I'll turn you into an ant first.
I'm already an uncle.
You have siblings. That's horrifying. There's more of you.
Trust. Oh my. Changelings are more like toads. They just kind of spread out the eggs and then we're off.
Mercy
That's
kind of
not
looks at
actually true.
Selena and is like, Mercy looks at Selena and is like, we've met a few halflings before.
Have they been helpful at all?
Of course.
Especially in your search for these things.
Hey, thank you for the follow. We appreciate that. Don't know who it was because I have all these windows covering my screen right now. I apologize.
Rooney Runes.
Rooney Runes?
Hey, Rooney Runes. Welcome to the adventure. He kind of looks at you and says, well, most of the time, they're not really helping us. Most of the time, we spend helping them navigate this place, and most adventurers come here seeking things, only to find that it's a much more dangerous place than they anticipated. So we help get them to safety and to leave this place.
Well, we appreciate you offering to help us and giving us some insight to what we may be up against. Is there anything else we should know before we finalize a plan forward?
Odd is gonna
Can
feel
you-
as though he's hesitating for some reason, and
He does
gonna
hesitate. It's pretty obvious.
grab the attention of the others. How many is with them? 3?
Or others.
4 others. 4 other Warforged.
4 others.
Mhm.
Alrighty. So, I believe I have a feat for this.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. This
I
could be
missed
dangerous,
something.
guys. Hold on.
Oh my goodness. Stop, it's not that bad.
Or
Well,
take
it is,
two.
it is, but it's not that bad.
Hey, 20
Alrighty.
Sides Every Story. Good to see you in chat. Welcome.
So, as a part of my Cartomancer feat, I learned the Prestidigitation cantrip and can use it to create illusions that duplicate the effects of stage magic. When you use Prestidigitation in this way, you can conceal the verbal and somatic components of the spell as ordinary conversation and card handling. So I'm going to take these extra people and show them a few magic tricks to take their attention away from the conversation being had, with a 29 in performance.
So, Odd, as you're like showing a couple magic tricks, you walk over about 20 feet or so, and you have got their attention fully. These Warforged are amazed by your tricks. They even sit down like crisscross legged in front of you, and are just like enjoying the show. They sit in the sand and are just like, one of them actually starts to clap his metal hands. Bravo.
Thank you.
Do another one. Do another one.
Yes, absolutely.
So they're all over there, but Mercy's still with us.
Yeah, Mercy's just like watching him. You see Mercy go, wow, that looks really cool. I wish I could do things like that. He's completely distracted, looking over at Odd while you guys are having this conversation too.
Hazel will tap Mercy gently, to get their attention back.
Oh, yes. Yes, sorry.
It's okay.
I was distracted.
I think Odd could teach you the card tricks later.
That would be great.
I just had one more question, and this one might actually be a little rude.
You said that about the last question, and
I know, I'm always afraid of being rude. I don't know the rules of anywhere that I'm in. I'm sorry. I only know the rules of one place, and they're weird rules, so I don't know your rules. It feels like there's something you left out in telling us about what we're gonna go do. Did you leave anything out by mistake?
Well, he kind of looks over to the other Warforgers, still they're all applauding. One of them does a standing ovation and is just so amazed by Odd's Odd's magic over there, that he's doing all these tricks and stuff. They are just completely consumed by the entertainment that Odd is putting on. And then looks back at you and is like, well, just keeping from my companions, because I don't want them to feel less of me. But I left my best friend behind. His name is Filch, a Warforged of blue and red. It's been missing since the day of mourning, and it's been heavy on my conscience for a number of years. Haven't had the opportunity to do too much searching around for him, but I'm afraid he could be lost, could be dead. I don't know.
And
But I
he's
was
lost
afraid.
somewhere out in this.
Somewhere out here in the Mournland. But I didn't want the rest of the group to know. I didn't want them to think that I would leave them behind too.
I mean, it sounds like it's called the Day of Mourning. I'm sure something terrible happened that day. You can't blame yourself entirely for having to do what it took to survive yourself.
I'm the leader, though. I have to take responsibility for the rest.
But you can only help your friends if you take care of yourself. You couldn't help Filch if you were gone. It doesn't mean you'll never see Filch again. A lot of us go a long time without seeing the people we care about. You'll find Filch.
Have you ever left someone behind?
I left my whole family behind. Not just for this, and she motions to where they are currently. I went a good number of years, just left them. Didn't even leave a note.
You didn't leave a note?
No, didn't really have time, but also wasn't too worried about it either. At least you're worried about it. So, it'll be okay, because when I came home, my sister wasn't mad at me. I haven't seen anybody else yet, but they're not going to be mad. They're just going to be happy to see you.
Well, thank you.
Thanks for
I
telling
will-
me. I was worried it was something like they have giant poisonous raptor birds or something. I don't know.
What's a giant poisonous raptor bird?
I don't know. I'm just making stuff up.
I surely don't want to meet one of those.
Me either.
I'm not sure what she means either, but we have seen many strange things looking around
It
for these.
just sounds terrible.
We've seen weird combos of things, so I was worried there was another weird combo showing up, and but no.
And
Phil,
and
we'll
you
just
see
be
that
happy.
right behind your ear was this card the entire time, huh?
It's
Look at that.
amazing.
And
Oh my
you-
goodness. Oh, you could do
don't
that
even
like
have an
20
ear. Isn't that
times. It would
strange?
still be amazing to me. Oh,
That's good because I'm running out of tricks.
As all four of the other Warforged continue to enjoy this. And you guys actually, for that little bit of teamwork, you guys have learned Mercy's Secret, which is actually an additional secret for the campaign that you can use as an expendable resource.
Maybe we should
So-
put that up on the tracker too.
We have
Yeah,
one in
I
our
forget
note
that-
tab.
I forget that they exist.
So yeah, you guys. So for those of you tuning in this particular campaign, they learn secrets throughout their missions, and these secrets they can use them to get advantage on all their rules for like I think it's like an entire minute. I think is what the rule is. So, but they have to make that secret known to the multiverse to expend the secret. So. So you guys were able to gain another secret. Da-da-da-da.
Oh yeah, where is it? Sorry. God, I'm slacking on my job. There we go.
There it is.
Yay, team.
And actually, I think that is a good time for us to take our break for the evening. That seems like a good time for us to step away, grab a quick drink, and a quick stretch. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with us tonight, and we will continue our trek through the Mournland here in Eberron as our adventurers seek the third piece of the Rod of Seven Parts. So we'll see
And
you in
you
a few
see-
minutes, guys.
Out of my hat is a dove. Oh crap! I'm not gonna get that back.
Oh, there it goes. Hey, your friend can fly. Maybe he can go get it.
Yeah, no, his flying.
Hazel starts tying a rope to Morcon.
and that's where we'll go on break. Thank you, guys. Hello, and thank you so much for hanging out with us here at Proficiency Bonus. Please take an opportunity to support our sponsors.
First up is Little Dragon Corp. Little Dragon Corp is an online storefront based in the Great White North of Canada. They sell everything your heart could desire, so long as everything your heart desires is largely polyhedral dice sets and other TTRPG sundries. Check them out for all of your dicey needs. Perhaps buy a lovely hardcover copy of one of these fine books. If you're feeling especially cute, you could treat yourself to a t-shirt or one of these fine little proprietary Little Dragon Corp dragon plushies. They've got all the classic types of dragon, like Mooney, Terra, Dad. Whatever strikes your fancy over on Little Dragon Corp, be sure to enter our special promo code BONUS at checkout for 15% off of your order. That's BONUS, BONUS, for 15% off your order. That's like if you made 7 individual purchases, you could basically buy anything you want on the store, and it's like it was free with all the money that you saved from earlier. I'm absolutely positive that's how math works, and I will be taking no questions at this time. Thank you, Little Dragon Corp.
Cardboard Castle Games is a brick-and-mortar game store local to Evans, Georgia. They have a wide selection of tabletop gaming and other cool games like Magic the Gathering, Pokemon cards, and even Yu-Gi-Oh! You can visit them in-store and let them know that we sent you, or you can go visit their website at cardboardcastlegames.com.
Don't forget to find us on social media. We're on Twitter, Facebook, and Discord. Links to our social media pages and outlets are located below this video.
Don't forget, you can also support the channel by following, by subscribing, remembering to click the bell notification so you never miss another live stream, using channel emotes, and if you're an Amazon Prime user, you get a free subscription to Twitch every month.
While we are away, now is a great time to go subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's absolutely free, and there you will find hours upon hours of content to enjoy. Click the bell icon to activate notifications so you won't miss a single show. Once again, thank you for joining us. We hope you are enjoying the show, and we'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back. We pick up with our party back here on Eberron in the Mournland. They've just made a peculiar group of friends, Warforged. And I did share with you guys a picture of Mercy, and I'm going to show that to our Twitch friends. If you guys go to your journals, it should be right at the very top, a photo of Mercy. So there is for all of our Twitch friends to see what Mercy looks like. So you got an idea of the purple metal-toned Warforged that is talking to you all.
Cool.
That artwork is pretty badass.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's super awesome.
I mean, dude is literally like, it's Alphonse, man.
Just a bit
And
purple.
then pectorals.
Yeah, I know.
In purple.
I'd like to think, were we starting to walk while we were all having this Oh, wait, no, we couldn't because Odd was doing magic show.
Yeah,
for
he's
the
doing
other.
magic show, and you guys were kind of trying to determine on where exactly you were going to go.
I think we're gonna head to the camp at this point.
Yeah, we're going to go eviscerate a camp. I mean,
That's
have a conversation.
not
with
our
the
first
camp.
option.
Look, there's the camp. Okay, fireball.
Not sure we have fireball, quite honestly.
Do
How
we,
about we
yeah,
have
did we?
psychic ball that does just as much damage and cooks your brain?
I've got a wand of wonders.
So it could fireball, maybe.
I got a bag of beans.
There's a potential there. Now, as you guys are talking about going to the veterans camp, Mercy does tell you that, well, it looks kind of towards you and says, we'd be more than happy to help you get close, but we don't want to get too close. We don't want to stir anything up.
And true, if we're going to have a conversation of consequence, it would be best to remain hidden, I think.
Perhaps when we get near the camp, we can branch off and start heading back to Iolos. It's our city of refuge.
And how would we find you there?
How would I spell that city?
Capital I-A-L-O-S. From the camp, walk directly north following the river. You'll see the silhouette of a great windmill in the distance. That is where we seek our refuge.
That sounds like a wonderful plan, then.
And I will actually put these things like titles on your map. So here's you should see Veterans Camp marked on your map now. And I'll go ahead and put, since you have directions to this as well, there's Ilos is up there. So you guys have those indications for you. Shall we begin our journey?
I
think
don't
so.
see any reason not to.
Hazel looks over at Odd to see if he's done the grand finale yet.
What is the grand finale, Odd? What would be your, like, this is the magic trick that is the top of the world, would just take everyone's breath away?
I can't do the grand finale because it requires 2 halflings in one box. The illusion that a human is getting separated.
Okay.
But I guess while we're out here, the best thing I got is like those little, the little the pranks like from Family Guy, like Jesus was a magician and we can separate.
So the thing where you separate your thumb off of the other side. Yeah. They are simply amazed by that. One of them kind of looks at you and is like, "Oh, I can do that too." And he just takes his thumb and he like separates it off and pulls it off and then puts it back on and pulls it off and puts it back on. That's what I can actually do.
As we're walking over,
the Warforged, as you're applauding, the Warforged starts bowing like this.
Oran's going to grab onto Odd's thumb and start pulling out, trying to get it to actually come off. I mean, come on, you're going to let him show you up like that?
Yeah, I am.
He can have that trick. That's his souvenir.
Hazel starts looking through all of her side pockets to see if she has a spare thumb part anywhere.
Oh my god.
But she
You're
doesn't.
fresh out of spare thumb parts.
Next time.
All right, so Mercy starts leading you guys in the direction north. outward towards the camp. And you guys walk for quite some time. But with Mercy and his group's help, you guys feel pretty confident that you guys are making your way towards this camp.
Oh my god! Can we stop?
So you guys get to a point where Mercy stops and says, we're nearing the camp. I think it would be best for our group to traverse around and head towards Ilos at this time. Upon conclusion of your talks with the Sirens, you can meet us near the windmill.
Mercy, I just have one more concern.
Yes?
The Sirens, do they know where your camp is?
They do.
Okay.
The thing about that is we have a guard.
Are you going to tell your guard not to crush us when we come walking up?
Of course.
Okay. I was worried that we might lead them there if they're like double-crossing jerks. But since they already know where you are, I'm still worried, but less worried.
They already know where we make our dwelling.
Otto's gonna come up behind Mercy and put his arm around his neck from behind, and kind of just lean on him like, "Hey, buddy.
Yes.
I understand that those little Dawson objects are sacred to your people and whatnot, but could I trouble you for one or two of the non-functioning ones? The ones that don't work. They're of no value to you, right? We're friends, aren't we?
We still.
Odd, I
find
think you're
those
effectively
precious.
asking him for a corpse.
I think Mercy said that all of the ones that didn't work were the ones that the Sirens stole from them in attacking them. So they probably don't have a spare one for you, Odd.
We still find that the non-functional ones need to be properly taken care of. They are still as sacred as the ones that function to us.
Could I hold on to one for a short period of time, just while we talk to these folk?
We don't have any on us currently. They are all in Ilos.
I see.
Can you draw us a picture so we know what we're looking for?
Do you have something that I could draw on? Let me try to do this through Discord. Imagine this. Imagine the Death Star from the original Star Wars movie in the palm of your hand. That's what he sketches out. It's a metallic sphere. Yeah, it does. It has like this little button in the middle. It looks like it kind of resembles a Pokeball too.
Okay. Noted.
And actually, what's amazing though is he sketches it rather quickly, and it's well done. It's pretty accurate. Like, it's rendered, it's shaded.
Now you're just showing off.
Is he doing that like one line at a time? It's like a
No,
laser
it's not a laser printer. No, it's
Orange, I look over him. Mercy, do you think that if we were to bring them an offering, it would potentially work better for us.
That is a clever strategy, although I'm not sure what offering they would accept.
This is why I was asking.
Perhaps
for one.
a captured opponent.
That sounds like a
And
great.
with that, Orkan is going to start casting a spell on Odd.
Okay. We'll see if Odd needs to make a saving throw to resist.
It would have a charisma save if he chooses to try to resist
Odd,
it.
are you choosing to resist this spell?
Well, I'm wondering why he's gonna try to cast a spell on me when I can just shapeshift into one of them.
Well, hey, he's doing it now, so you got to decide. He's in the process of casting a spell.
Go for it.
Okay.
Okay. So he has.
Is your
There we
save
go.
really a DC 19 now? That is ridiculous.
So Odd now, in illusion, is Mercy.
Okay.
That's very
Seeming.
weird.
Ooh. But to Odd, is Odd like when he picks up his hands, can he see like Mercy's hands? So is it seeming to Odd as well, or does he see just himself?
I would assume so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an illusion to everybody, but like every other illusion, if somebody were to reach out and try to touch me, it would be
Yeah,
different.
probably.
You know?
And Mercy's a little bit kind of bulkier than you, probably, so it would go through Mercy's body probably before it would touch Odd. Yeah, Mercy's like, that's an interesting take.
Well, you had mentioned that they have been coming after you. Perhaps if we approach saying, we found the leader, we were able to subdue, we can begin a conversation. And then using that to bring the two of you together.
It doesn't seem like the right angle to me.
Yeah.
But
no,
what if it escalates things? Then it would be more difficult to bring things down to more of a.
I think maybe it could. I think Mercy might have been right with the whole. Seeing them might cause a fight, and so even if we show up with one captured, it also means that Odd as Mercy couldn't talk or like speak for themselves because they're our prisoner.
Oh no! I got
Also,
this.
just like
I've been practicing 00110000010.
And I mean, just think about it. They don't know who we are. We're just showing up with what they think is Mercy. They looks like an attack team.
I mean, it's a great one-liner. We came with mercy, but we'll show you none. Yeah. Let's do that.
Perhaps we should have discussed this beforehand, because now this is what Odd looks like for the next 8 hours.
You could drop it, can't you?
No, I don't have to concentrate on this one. It just happens.
So Odd looks like Mercy for 8 hours.
I think the PHB actually says you can end any ongoing effect
Can
at
you-
any time of your choice.
Can you end it?
Unaffected seeds.
Yeah, it might say that in the new player's handbook
Changes
too.
wrought. This failed to hold up. Creature takes study action. If it succeeds, it notes it disguised. It doesn't say anything about it.
Well,
Yeah, but this would be under spell casting, maybe? Does it say it under spell casting that
like
you
a
can end any effect
duration.
or duration? It
I
might be
duration
under the
that
spell
provides
casting
a
rules.
time span.
I'm
Specifies
just
how long
throwing
the
this
spell
out there.
lasts in rounds.
I could just, resist it because my charisma is so ridiculously high.
It already took
Yeah.
effect, man.
while a time span spell that you cast is ongoing, you can dismiss it. No action required as long as you're not incapacitated.
Oh, there you go. Where's that ruling found in the
Under
new book?
duration, under spells.
Okay, perfect.
Chapter
I just
7 of
wanna
the
make
PHP.
Chapter 7, perfect. Excellent. I just like to know where it is so we know for the future we have it. Yeah, so you can end the effect at any time, Orcon, which would probably be a good thing if you're not going to do that approach.
Yeah, we'll definitely drop concentration on it after, or just end the effect.
And the effect, okay. Odd, you look like Odd again.
How disappointing.
Well, that was weird. Let's not do that again. Or maybe with a different being.
I always
be
thought I was taller.
Well,
How
there are
tall-
limits to what magic can make you look like.
How tall is Mercy? Like, pretty tall, right?
He's pretty tall, yeah. Probably like at least 6.5 feet. Probably a little bit
So
taller than
we're
that.
eye level.
Yeah. He probably might be a couple inches taller than you are.
Okay.
You can tell these guys were built with one
Power,
mission.
yeah.
One intention was to be a war machine.
Intimidating.
Terminator
Well-
2, Judgment Day.
Hey, Mercy.
Yes.
Before you guys go.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shut up, Odd.
You don't even look like Mercy anymore.
I know, but I'm still in the role. I'm an actor.
What terms of Forrest, what's the word I want? Non
A
Not
non-aggression
anger?
treaty, like
That.
ceasefire.
that. What is your like main ask? Just don't attack us as we try to do our stuff?
We want the violence to stop and for the theft of our docents to end. Because they are sacred to us.
Do you want the other ones back that they took?
If there are any to be found.
This sounds very wanty and not very compromising.
Yeah, what is the
What are they getting?
We don't know what they want.
Okay,
other than
so
to
we're
take our
Oh,
docents.
I mean, you're docents.
okay, so we have to find out what they would want more than what they're already doing. Okay, I guess we'll give it a go.
You wouldn't be willing to, like, give them a percentage? Like, maybe every 4 docents you find, they get 1?
They're sacred. Do you know what sacred means?
Yeah, but you also realize that just telling them a one-sided compromise isn't gonna. They're definitely not gonna take it.
I agree they're not,
we have
but
to
I don't
bring
think
something. We can't just go in there and say, "Hey, this is what they want. This is what they want." You
Rather
get
than
nothing
talking
out
to
of it.
one side at a time, maybe we could arrange a meeting of sorts.
Let's go see if we can get them to agree to a meeting. Let's start there. I'm with Forrest on this. I think we'll need to hear from them what they would want otherwise, but I don't think we should offer anything docent-wise.
Yeah, it's really not our place to do that.
Exactly. We're not supposed to be here this long. Let's go.
Well, not every
Okay.
portal's going to be an in and out 5-minute adventure. Like,
Forrest, I want to go home and take a nap.
Back to pillow shopping.
Yes! Jesus, I never got to finish.
You guys got
God.
spoiled with that last foray into the portal.
I imagine by now it's already been about as long as we're just making our way towards
yeah,
the
yeah,
camp.
just walking around has been that long. That's right.
Hazel's sleepy. Let's go.
Okay. Well, you guys depart from Mercy's group, and Mercy seems to be taking his group around the camp as you guys start to head your way north. And as you guys get closer, let's see, here it is. You can see that there is a crumbling stone bridge that crosses a river of indigo water. Beneath one side of the bridge Soiled leather tents and bedrolls are arranged around a fire pit. From the fire, there is the sparkling orange glow that seems to cascade these shadows out around it, even through the midst of the fog, as you guys are getting closer. You can see that there are 3 individuals, silhouettes of individuals, sitting around the fire as you approach. How are you guys approaching? Are you sneaking, or are you just kind of walking up? What? I guess
I'll
give
call
me an
out to them
indication.
as we approach.
Okay, so you're going to shout out towards them. Okay.
Yeah.
What are
I'm
you shouting?
hanging in the back.
Hanging in the back.
I'm just gonna disappear.
Okay, you
Unsuccessfully, evidently.
You're looking around for places to be sneaky, and there really isn't anywhere to hide. It's
Yeah.
I'm
You're
just
starting
watching
distance
them
away and they can't see
roll
you
in
as
the
well.
fog, just like
yeah. From their angle, they're seeing this one silhouette that looks like it's like going like this, left and right, like looking for a place to hide and can't find a place. Selena does the same thing. Selena goes and tries to hide behind Odd.
Odd's trying to hide
it
behind.
probably works for her.
She goes to hide behind Odd, then Odd moves to find another place, and then she's there, and she looks left and right, and goes and tries to hide behind him again.
Moving.
What are you shouting for us?
Just kind of like a general, like, hello, somebody over there.
You can see a couple of the individuals kind of turn, like, you can see their silhouettes, and they turn around kind of abruptly. It looks like they're reaching for things, but then you hear, yes? Who approaches?
My name is Forrest. I have a few companions with me. We're a bit lost out here.
Lost. Come out of the fog. Let us see you.
I mean, I don't know what anyone else will do, but I'll get a bit closer.
Okay.
I'll walk up.
I'm probably only about 10, 15 feet behind you.
Okay.
I'll have like, my shield is on, but like my sword's not out at the moment.
Sure. Yeah, you guys approach, and you can see that there is, standing there, a pretty heavily armored female orc with like bluish gray flesh. Kind of short, curly, scruffy hair up on the top of her head. Looks pretty well decked out. Looks kind of like a soldier. Very much wearing the armor of somebody to be in the military. And you can see that there are 2 halflings with her. And as you guys approach, she sees kind of Forrest come out first and then sees the rest of you. Oh. Recognize any of you? No wonder you're lost. Are you hungry? We have some food.
We did come prepared with some rations of our own, but never one to turn down a hot meal in a strange place.
Well, make yourselves at home. Sure. Sorry we don't have much to offer, but this is our livelihood. And it seems like they've gotten once you guys came out of the fog, they've gotten rid of this posture of being defensive and going for weapons, and they are completely relaxed, not reaching for any weapons. And the halflings are kind of sitting there around the fire, and they go back to kind of eating out of a bowl, and the orc kind of invites you over.
Selena's gonna say hi and just wave off from like the side. And
the halflings kind of look over and start to like wave back to you and start munching. Looks like they got some kind of probably dried bread that they're dipping in some kind of, looks kind of like some kind of chili or something like that they've got alongside the fire.
Are the halflings decked out like soldiers too? Or are they like in casual clothes?
They do. And they look as if they're their colors seem to be of that of like a blue and turquoise.
Wait, hold on, sorry. Their clothes are
They're-
blue and turquoise, or their skin is
yeah,
blue and turquoise?
Blue, their clothes are blue and turquoise.
I was like,
seems
I'm
like
confused.
whatever their military uniform was, whatever their the country's colors were to be, so to speak, were probably blue and turquoise. My name's Caliph. We are a small bit of remnants left of the Syrian military. These are my companions. This is Dordolin and Grazen. And the halflings kind of like wave to you guys. We are currently members of what we call the Turquoise Spear. A small platoon of ex-soldiers. We scour this Mournland for relics. What brings you to the Mournland?
We're looking for a rather specific relic of our own.
Have you been successful?
We've only been here a couple hours, not yet.
Oh. Recent adventurers.
To this neck of the woods, anyway.
Oh, can we offer any assistance?
Something?
Well, it's not exactly what we're looking for, but we've been told we need to find a docent first, if you know anything about those.
Oh, yes. Docents. Very, very valuable. Yes.
Oh, so you've been looking for them out here?
Oh, absolutely. And we've recently discovered a stockpile of docents taken from Colossi. I been trying to claim some of these docents for myself so we can take them to the markets outside the Mournland. Yeah. Unfortunately, this docent stockpile is currently in the city of Ialos, this ruined village that's occupied by these Warforged.
Are these docents worth much at the market?
Oh, absolutely. You can make a killing from these docents, even the ones that don't really work.
Ah, so you're just out here to make a fortune for yourselves.
Well, yeah, we need the money.
What are your expenses? What are you looking for coin for?
Well, honestly, look around. This is all we have. Once this is gone, we have nothing left. How else are we supposed to survive in this terrible environment if we don't have any way to support ourselves?
Why don't you just return to base rather than this? I'm assuming you must have a headquarters, a home base.
As you say that, you see all three of them kind of get this very, like, they shrug a little bit, and the two halflings kind of look away. Our base doesn't exist anymore.
Please forgive me. We are strangers. I had no way of knowing.
It's all right. It really is. You didn't have any way of knowing. The day of mourning, we lost our base and everyone else that we knew and loved and cared about. So now we're left with this.
So then,
Trying
if
to
I may
just...
ask, why
Yes.
not leave?
Well, I think they want to leave, but they need a certain amount of resources to set up a new place for themselves.
That is possible. The orc kind of walks away from the halflings a little bit and is a little bit quieter over there towards you and says, part of us are still holding on to hope that we can regain our land again. And it be not like this.
Is your land in this area, or are you from elsewhere?
It looks like this for miles. This used to be our home.
And so you are from this immediate area. You mentioned a city where these docents are. Are you originally from the city?
No. I wasn't originally from that city. Originally from the north. But this day of mourning expanded through most of Seer. We, and she kind of gestures over to the other halflings, were very, very fortunate. They, in specific, were very, very lucky, and points to the halflings as she says this.
Why are they the extra lucky ones?
Because they're halflings, of course. She smiles and looks at all of you. And then looks down at Selena and has a big smile on her face.
Yeah, but you made
You've
it.
never heard that about halflings before?
Oh, why do you think we travel with one?
I know, they're incredibly lucky. That's why there's two of them.
I mean, she's also like the cool one, but like, I wondered if you meant that like they dodge something really big, or you know.
Well, they always do that. They never
Yeah,
cease
that's
to
different about
amaze
that.
me.
You're right. Halflings are kind of the best.
They are.
Yeah.
I just consider myself very fortunate.
You got 2 lucky charms.
Lucky
As
charms.
friends.
I like that.
Yeah.
Somebody says in chat, Orkin disguises himself as a tent. I like that.
If it works.
Easy to hide behind.
That's right.
Or is it looking? How much coin would you need to try to reclaim something and start anew? How much are these docents worth?
Well, as the dungeon master double checks his notes.
Discount double check?
That's it. That's right. Absolutely. These markets, they put a high value on items with magical properties. If some of these items were given to us, we might be able to forego the docents and utilize these magical objects to be able to fund our survival and future expeditions.
Oh, so there's more than just docents at the stockpile you found.
Or are you talking about magic items in the market that you want to buy to help with reclaiming?
No, I guess what I'm saying is if anyone were to have any magical items, or these Warforged are keeping a secret stockpile of magical items,
you just mean
perhaps
you don't
they would be
necessarily.
I
mean
don't
the
know if
docents
there's any
necessary.
there. We don't need
I
the
was getting
docents,
at
we
the-
need the funding. The
I
docents
was getting the
are what...
idea that he's tripping over his words and
No.
gonna try to insight to see if he's telling the truth.
You have
I mean-
advantage.
You do have advantage.
Oh, I do? Still have advantage.
Yeah, because you guys have the Vecna link that gives you the
That did not
advantage.
help.
That
There you
gives
go.
you
Still
a
have
Same
chance.
roll.
You seem like he's being honest with you. He's not really. You don't really think he's like stumbling too much over his words. He's just saying like they're willing to. They seem to be taking these docents and taking them to markets and selling them. So they seem to only be interested in what they get from the docents, not the docents themselves.
So Odd's gonna step out of the fog finally after listening to 1 minute and enabling Master of Intrigue from the mastermind feat of Rogue. He's gonna basically adjust his voice to be just like theirs to try to relate to them. So what you're telling me is that you came out into the fog here just for profit. You couldn't have possibly gotten that profit anywhere else. I find that really hard to believe.
Being honest with you, I don't know what else to tell you other than we needed the money.
So if you could somehow make ends meet without these Dawsons, you would leave the Dawsons alone? That's what you're telling me.
Yeah. There wouldn't be any need for the Dawsons if we had enough money to be able to survive.
If you already know where these are, why are you still waiting around here?
Because look at us. There's only 3 of us. There's a lot more of them than there are us.
Well, there's 2 because.
And every time we've tried to approach, and every time we approach, they don't seem to be wanting to give these up without a fight.
When they say there's only 3 of us, Hazel's gonna look. I know there's fog, but she's taking a look around because she doesn't really believe that an orc and 2 halflings could scare the Warforged this bad.
Okay.
So I want to see if there's evidence of anyone else around here, or if I can see or hear anyone else out here.
You can make a perception check, but you will do with disadvantage because of the fog.
I was just gonna make an insight check against the words themselves. See if he.
That's fine. Okay, only an 8.
Better roll than me, please.
Yeah, you don't see anything around. Like it generally looks like it's just them to you.
There you go.
That'd be a 20 for insight.
There's only 3 bedrolls here, and
There's
only
3 bedrolls. There's only like 2 tents. Like it's a small camp. They made it look to be on the map much bigger than it really is. I don't know why. That probably could have been miscommunication with the artist who drew it, but and it also could be the artist didn't have the actual adventure when they drew the map. So
like the
small veterans camp here.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
It's like the magic card Lemur. Do you know about that? Yeah, the artist thought it was a lemur, not a lemur.
Oh god.
Ouch.
Gonna say half of it could be adventures, and then half could be the veterans camp.
That's right.
Like extra space.
True. Yeah. But yeah, you guys don't see anybody around. Even your insight checks and perception checks, you don't see anybody else in it. By the look of the supplies, it probably is only the 3 of them.
But how much would it take you to do what you need to? If you're trying to sell these things, you must have a goal in mind, a price point you're trying to reach.
They kind of, the orc kind of looks down and, well, I can't be for certain how much all these items they would go within the market, but I think if I had somewhere between 10 and 15,000 gold, we could make it work. These docents are very valuable.
How much does a docent go for?
It depends on the condition of it, of course. We can get anywhere between... Sometimes we can get 1,000 for one. Sometimes we can get 3,000 to 4,000 for. If we find a working one now, if we find one that works, that's the thing.
Yeah.
That might be worth even more. We don't know because we haven't found one that works yet to even test the market.
Have you tried?
Do you think could you find one that works for us?
Well, if we found one that worked, we would need it for our own purposes at the moment.
I see. Seems like we have similar goals then.
Not at all. We're not here for some get rich quick scheme. Like we have higher reasoning for what we're doing. Let me ask you this, all right? Because you seem to just be trying to get after the one big gig, so to speak, and then the big payout, and then you're set for life. Why don't you, instead of trying to catch that big game, why don't you just aim for the smaller game and survive rather than going for the big payout and living lavishly? You get what I'm
I get what you're saying, and that's what we have been doing. I mean, we've had a couple of non-working docents that we've sold at the markets, but you can see how far it's gotten us. And she kind of like points back to the camp and says, I mean, we're begging for scraps again, constantly, over and over and over.
So
wouldn't you get sick of that over time?
Right, but I would look for a solution to stop it. So here's my suggestion. Why not, hear me out here, why not meet with these Warforged and try to compromise with them? Try to tell them your plight, your situation, the reason why you're taking from them. If all you're looking for is a profit, maybe they have a means of generating a profit. Maybe they don't need a profit, because Warforged, they kind of remind me of an autonomous being. Like, they're probably not going to need food or drink or sleep like you guys do. So how do we know they don't have all these things that you're looking for?
You actually think they would listen to us and not try to slaughter us? They are war machines. You know this, right? They were created to kill and slaughter.
We ran into a couple of them before we found you guys. They were very interested in the docents. Yes, they wanted to find and keep them safe, but they weren't aggressive in any way.
You say that they were created for war and slaughter.
That was their purpose.
Been many years since that war.
But
They've need a new purpose.
They can change. Like, look at this little halfling that we bring around with us. She was once created for war and slaughter, but now
I think
she has civility.
I think she used to be a farmer. Odd, I don't.
Just roll over here.
I think you have a
Do me a favor, Odd. Make a persuasion check, and I will give you advantage on it because of Forrest's help. I will not give you advantage on anything against Hazel and Selena because they look like they're about ready to kill you. But it's...
I'm not helping him on that either. So.
All right. So you can promise us that if we approach to communicate with these war machines, we'll be able to have a peaceful conversation without being slaughtered in the middle of the city.
Well,
Well,
let's be absolutely
it all depends on how
clear
you
here.
approach.
I can't promise you anything, but if you don't have a better idea,
Perhaps we act as the emissaries here? As
Hey, Zero Rocks,
Compared
thanks
to
for the
the West,
follow. We
like-
appreciate it.
is that tent talking? No, I'm just kidding.
yes, I am the talking tent.
Oh, and a subscription.
Oh, Zero Rocks, thank you for the subscription. We appreciate that. Thanks a lot. Awesome.
Organ's going to gesture at Arden Forest. As my compatriots have mentioned, we ran into a few of them. They actually helped me. I was lost in the fog. Perhaps if you travel with us most of the way to the city, we will approach them and bring their group out of the city, 3 of them matching your 3, so there's no imbalance. And then we have the conversation with the 6 of you, with our group acting as the buffer to prevent any sort of unforeseen unniceties.
I think that could work. Does that sound agreeable to you? And turns over to the halflings that are sitting around the fire. They got their food, like just their mouths full of food. Some of like the chili like dripping off their chin, and they just turn around and give like a thumbs up.
Halflings.
Organ's going to walk over a little closer to the orc and say, and I promise you, if things go sideways and it's our fault, you can punch that one and points it odd first. Free shot.
All he sees is a finger being pointed at him.
I will do my best to make sure no one leaves the meeting heart.
At first, I heard you saying like, "I will make sure no one leaves the meeting."
I was like, please
And
finish your
that's
thought.
That's the Horus side of Horus.
As he pulls out and lights up his red lightsaber.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, which, funnily enough, it looks like I don't even have a weapon, just a hilt at the moment.
Yeah, that's right. I like that in chat. 6 combatants enter. No combatants leave. Great job, chat.
Loot the bodies.
That's right. It's the
I
rest
mean,
of the
that
party.
certainly solves our
loots
dosing
everybody.
problem.
Well, if they have a working one, maybe. We don't know yet.
Aren't they like the light and like the heart or the brain of these giant constructs?
Details.
I mean, it's been years. I
little
imagine
constructs
those
have
ones have
the
already been
same thing in
claimed.
them?
You're both talking at the same time.
Sorry.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, the Colossi have been there for years at this point. Those ones were known to be there. I'm sure they've been claimed already.
Right, but if things go sideways, I'm just saying, don't these smaller constructs have the same... Does their heart not beat the same as a Colossi?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Only one way to find out.
Who invited him back to this conversation?
Fava beans.
I would not recommend trying to
Nice
eat a warforged.
Chianti. I'm glad you see where I was going with that.
No, let him try. I think it would be amusing.
Got plenty of iron. But it's
Technically true.
wait, I have a sound file for that one.
I was gonna say that's what they do. We have a badum sound.
I'm sure we do. There we go.
Yeah, there it is. We got a double.
Double whammy.
And the cricket. Yeah, double whammy. Welcome to Monday nights, folks. Calith kind of looks at all of you and says, "Well, we can go ahead and start packing up camp, and we can lead you closer to Ialos. But once we get there, we can kind of regroup and get things situated to where we can make this meeting happen. I do appreciate all of you being willing to be the mediators of this. I'm just hoping that it doesn't end in violence."
Have you ever interacted with these Warforged before? Like, directly?
We've tried on several occasions, but they were quick to pull their weapons.
So, weapons box at the door. Got it. But none of those turned violent where you lost members of your group? Or were there losses to either
No,
party?
I kept my group safe. It's been us three the whole time.
So that's an advantage.
Humor me. A large, a well-pronounced female such as yourself and a pair of tinies. What do you call yourselves? What
They mentioned it earlier, the cerulean spears.
the cerulean
Turquoise.
Turquoise. Sorry, wrong shade of blue.
not wrong color. All right.
But cerulean is a nice shade of blue, too.
It's lovely. So
It's not
what
quite as
say
heavy as navy.
Would you follow us to this camp?
Well, I was planning to lead you towards them, so
No.
that way you don't have to stumble upon the fog, because we know the direction and the way.
We're all just gonna walk together. It'll be
Yes.
fine. No one's leading. We're all just going as a nice, non-cranky group.
Who's cranky?
And opening every
Like,
door.
looks
we
around.
find.
I'm a little cranky because they won't let me take a nap, but I'm gonna try to get over it
It's
before we
been
get
like
there.
2 hours.
Do you need a nap before we leave? There's a tent there. I'm willing to give you my tent.
No, I'll just
She's pointing at Organ.
wait till after we talk to them.
The
It'll be a
disguised Orkin
celebratory
from
nap.
chat. Yes.
It'll be a celebration nap once it's all settled.
Celebratory nap. I like that. Sounds good.
Well,
Until then,
show
conga line.
us the way.
Oh, sure. Let us take a minute to pack everything up here.
Right.
Need to make sure we have our
Absolutely.
things. And the halfling, oh, it's time to go. Get up. You've been eating for like 40 minutes.
That's what halflings are good at.
And the halflings, they just eat and be jolly all the time.
Occupational hazard.
That's right.
Welcome.
So they start packing up. Is there anything that you guys wanted to talk about just as a party without them like hearing your conversation while they're busy packing up their camp? I didn't know if you guys wanted to have like a group huddle here before
Yeah.
you guys leave.
Orgon would definitely call everyone over. Triggered by something that came up when Forrest was talking with him. And I don't believe we should tell this group of new friends what we're looking for. Something tells me that 3 out of 7 pieces would fetch an exorbitant amount of whatever market they're referring to.
I don't think we should tell anyone what we're looking for. The rod of 7 parts is no mere item.
I imagine most people don't really know what it is, but just the fact that it's an artifact in the first place is a thing we should
Yeah,
try.
even people that don't need money would go after something as valuable as that.
Yeah, better to not say anything about that one. What should we say instead if they ask once we find a working docent?
Our business isn't their business. Our business now is to help them not kill each other. I think after that we can kind of step away from the discussion and just make our deal with Mercy who said they would help us after we stopped the violence. I don't think either group really needs to know what we do after we get the help.
Well, that's
So
presuming
we're on a
that
scavenger hunt
Mercy and
for
their
more?
group has money.
Well, we don't know if they. We just need them to talk. We're not gonna. Let's not put Forrest, what's the saying about a thing in front of a thing?
Ceasefire.
No.
Non-aggression treaty.
No,
No,
There's
put
many
all your
words.
odds in one basket.
Don't put your cart in front of the horse.
That one, Selena.
I thought we were talking about the thing we spoke about before. My bad.
No, I meant
Just so
don't,
chat
don't
knows,
put
I started
yourself
a
ahead.
new poll for the chat community. The question is, will
my God.
this current plan end in violence?
With
Yes
our track
or
record,
no?
absolutely yes.
You may vote using some probo points if you've got them. You can cast as many votes as you'd like, and we'll see what the community thinks.
Can you only do 2 options?
You can do more than 2. I should have probably said
Maybe.
Maybe. I should have put a maybe in there. But I didn't. It already started, so I apologize.
It's not particularly
And
close
much like
at the
this,
moment.
much like our last vote here, rampant voter fraud. I'm just saying, there's already over 20
Stop the
votes.
count.
12 viewers.
Don't you dare.
Hey, it's not one vote per viewer. It's one vote for however much you want to spend probo points wise on your votes.
I spent enough promo points earlier and I still lost. Feels like
Yes,
Feels like
no,
my life
I like
share.
that. I like that, Rooney Runes. Will this plan end in violence? Yes, no, or super yes. I like that option.
super yes only happens if my halfling is threatened. Then everyone's getting done.
The war of the probo points.
Mhm. Okay, so you guys, they get their stuff gathered up. You guys, is there any more conversation you guys wanted to have? I know you guys communicated a little bit with each other about kind of keeping things quiet about what you're looking for.
Let me ask a quick question, just mechanically.
Yes.
The GPS effect that I'm getting from the rod.
Yeah.
What?
Turn right here.
Just mechanically, would that work if I was to put it into an extra dimensional space, like a bag of holding or something like that? Or would I have to have it out?
I think you have to be physically touching the piece of the rod for it to GPS for you. I think that was the indication. I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure it said any character who is holding the rod knows the location of the next piece. But because of this magic, it's kind of making things like Captain Jack Sparrow's compass right now. It's just kind of spinning in circles.
Well, if I didn't want to drink so bad, it wouldn't be doing that.
I did mean to bring this up before, but as we find more of these pieces, we probably shouldn't keep them all on one person at a certain point. Just to be safe.
Oh, I've just been putting them together. It's looking.
We can talk about it after we get back to.
Yeah, it'll be more relevant once we have 3 of them, for sure.
Did anybody else dislike the whole? Well, they're made for war. That's all they do is war. I don't like that.
Yeah, almost like how Odd treats halflings lately.
Hazel's murder case slowly shifts back to Odd.
And Selena.
Oh, look, the dove that I let loose earlier.
It now has an arrow through it. That's what the halflings were eating.
No, they
It's
already
rum
had their chili. Bird went the other way.
Dumb chili.
I am hungry for chili now.
Oh, Jesus.
I think we need to start earlier so that Michael has time to make chili or pizza after games because we
No,
keep
it's like, now
saying
we keep
crap to
talking
make him
about
hungry.
food, and it makes me hungry every single time.
I'm not gonna
Just need to
go
come to me. I'll
off
make chili
topic
too.
very far, but it bothers me how much Michael eats and he doesn't gain any weight, but yet I have like a grilled cheese and I gained 300 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, now I want a grilled
Must be-
cheese,
must
man.
be
Stop
nice.
it.
Maybe if we just talk about food, Michael will just finally
we're
gain
talking
like
about
an
food.
ounce.
Oh, here's another level and some magic items.
Yeah.
Is that how
You
this
put
works?
Keith jam on the inside of the.
I mean,
it makes it even better.
Ooh.
We're not wrong. We're going to find another magic item and we're going to gain another level. So,
We gotta survive this encounter first. Whatever encounter it ends up being.
Really, they gotta survive. If they cancel each other out, then like we're kind of out of the issue. So
I
Yeah, but then we're back to
realize
square
that
one finding something.
you're a female half orc, but are you almost done getting ready?
Oh
She's
yeah,
just
yeah,
full
we're ready when you are. Okay,
is she an
so
orc or a full orc?
the poll
Half orc
just
or orc?
ended, and it appears that 66% of our viewers, with 75 votes, say that yes, this will indeed end in violence.
David Camacho contributed
And if they've
530
watched our
channel
previous
points.
episodes,
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
surprising.
Jesus, odd. It just ratted you out. DM is Caliph, half orc or orc?
Orc.
Full orc.
Oh, okay.
Full orc. Mm-hmm.
I thought I had that right, and then he said half orc, and I was like, I'm so confused again.
Goes halfling with orc on the side, like a delicious.
A lot of
Yeah,
words.
there
being
is a picture
the
of
means.
her as well. I can probably add a handout really quick and grab a picture of her because there's some pretty cool artwork. I don't understand why they didn't put all this artwork in the Roll20. Like, there's really great art in this book that they are neglecting to share.
Wonder if the new maps
Which
on
seems
D&D
like it-
Beyond has all of the art.
But you're good. Never mind.
And
You can't
like
look
it
at those
hasn't
maps.
it hasn't
You
given me like an update
No
either. Making sure I spell the name correctly. Lyth. Okay. I should be able to pull this up. Let's see if it'll let me over here. Photos. It's gonna hide. It's gonna put all those photos there, and I'm not gonna be able to move them quickly enough. There we go. Sorry, stream. I'm causing some problems on stream doing this, but we'll put this to all players. All players can edit. That way you guys can put notes under there if you choose. There is Caliph. You guys should be able to see her now. That's what she looks like. So for those of you in...
oh, it's Orcish Frodo Baggins.
With
Yeah,
shoes.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's
a little
that's
bit.
exactly it.
I mean, look at that hair.
No wonder she hangs out with halflings. They think that she's just one of them.
But yeah, they kind of get their stuff together, and they look like they're ready to leave whenever you guys are.
Well, no time like the present.
All right. So, traveling with them, you spend a lot of time heading this way, and like I said, it's so hard to tell times and distances here because it seems like it's always foggy and the light source kind of just doesn't seem to change. It just seems like this weird kind of lit haze the whole time that you guys are walking. I would say you probably take some breaks from time to time, just 10 to 15 minutes of just like regathering your footing and your breath and just kind of just taking breaks from walking for so long. At a certain point, you guys get to a place where the orc and the halflings kind of stop and says, "Well, I think we've gotten close enough. I'm afraid to go any further. But Ielos is just ahead."
Do we
I'd
see
like
the
to see if
windmill?
we can't.
You're not within range to see the windmill yet, but you feel like if you travel a little bit more, you could get there.
When we are on our way back to you, I will take out and blow in my horn and gonna hold up the he's gonna hold up
Or
the
the
horn.
blasting that you have.
Yeah. When you
What
hear
is
it
this?
cry- when we're on our way back, I will blow in the horn to let you know that we are coming.
So yeah.
This way, if you see shadows running out of the mist, you do not need to panic. You will know it will be us.
Oh, that's a good idea. I like that. Yeah, we'll kind of set up a mini camp here and just wait for your return or wait for the sound.
There's a little nod. So shall we continue north?
Yeah, she kind of like drops her pack down. It looks like the halflings are starting to kind of unroll things from their packs and get their camp set back up. All right.
Shall we?
Follow the river.
Yep. Here we go.
Right, you guys continue north for a little ways. And after a little while of traveling, you can see... Now, this is like... The windmill you can kind of pick out from a little bit farther away because it is kind of massive. So you can see this like silhouette of this windmill starting to pick up above, like, in the distance. But it's that time you hear a voice come from the fog to your left. It says, "Oh, look who's stumbling around. I wonder if the Lord of Blades knows they're here." And that's where we're going to end this episode of Vecna, Eve of Ruin.
Oh, no.
Well done, everybody.
Mama, is that you?
Excellent job, everybody.
always
What a
nothing to get
great game tonight. Lots of role playing, lots of negotiating going on, lots of plans being made. So those of you that were voting in chat to see if this will end in violence or not, you'll have to tune in next Monday night to see how this plan unfolds. But it looks like there are some other individuals here that are interested in what's going on and are discovering the party is here in the Mournland. So we'll have to see how they respond to this situation when we get back next week. Excellent job, guys. It was a great session.
We're gonna get in trouble.
I mean, I think trouble found us this time. And every other time.
And every other time. Well, we'll be back next Monday night, everybody, at 7 p.m. Eastern Time for our next stream for Vecna Eve of Ruin. Don't forget, we will be back for our Friday night campaign at Fandelver and Below on December the 13th. So mark your calendars for that. We'll be back live on that Friday night, as we've got some people out of town on vacations, and once they get back, we'll be able to start rolling with that stream again. Did anybody think of any other notes?
Other lovely streams like Mystic Hour and Wild Beyond the Witchlight and Dirty 20.
Wild Beyond is currently on a hiatus right now because there's a lot of people on vacation for that stream as well. So unfortunately, it's during the holidays and a lot of people kind of go out of town. So we're trying to get the streams in when we can, but make sure you guys are checking out. Our schedule should be somewhat accurate down there, as accurate as I can try to keep it.
Don't worry, viewers. I have no life. I'll be here all holiday.
That's right. When we're not streaming, we'll just have David pop up in here for about an hour every night, just like chilling. So
Cats will do cameos.
You'll have to try to come up with some of these magic tricks that you know for real, and try to do a magic show one night. But thank you guys for tuning in. For all of our YouTube friends, don't forget to add your proficiency bonus. And have a good night, everybody. We'll see you next time.